Hello, this is Lolly. Welcome back to my channel. I'm still working on my December daily, but we're focusing on one technique today, and that is on this page. I want to put a strip here that is a shaker. So it's going to be a border sticking off the pocket. So I practiced one, and this is what it looks like. Okay, and this is a no-sew version. This one I'm going to do in here will be sewing, and then I will show you how to do it with the no-sew version. So what I need to do, I thought there's several ways you can do it, so don't panic, but I am going to use self-adhesive laminating sheets. You can use contact paper. You can probably get away with using packaging tape. It may take a couple times to get it right, because when you're sticking adhesive to adhesive, it kind of gets messed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, these are 6 inches wide or tall. I'm going to make this strip about 6.5 because I want to give myself leeway to work, and then I can cut off the excess. So I'm going to cut this, and I am thinking what I did on this one. I made it 3.5 inches wide by 6.5, and another one that is 3 inches wide by 6.5. They're both 6.5 inches tall, but one is 3 inches wide and one is 3.5 inches wide. Now I'm going to bring in this mat here. I'm going to bring that in here so that we can see my grid lines. Okay, so this is the tough part. We're going to peel both of these and stick them sticky side together like this. You only get one chance to get it right, and if you don't, you just have to try again and cut again. So this is the big one. I know you can't really see that except for, I guess there is some glare there. This is the larger one. This one I'm going to peel, and this is sticky side up. I'm going to put this down, sticky side down, right in the center of that, or at least that's the theory. I got it right the first time on my practice one to see if my theory even worked, on how to make this. So, okay, now I'm going to look down over this. Okay. I basically held it pretty parallel to that, and when I thought I had it right, I laid one corner down and then the other. Okay, I'm going to just kind of get this a burnish here. I do want to burnish this because I want to really, when you put these together, it looks kind of cloudy, but then when you start burnishing it, the two really adhere well together. You get all of the air out of there, and there you go. And it becomes more clear than before. There still might be a couple of little tiny pockets of air. You can pop them sideways with a craft blade if you want. Okay, now, this is what we have. These two, because the sticky sides are together, they're completely dry and smooth on the outside, but there's these two very side pieces are sticky. So what I'm going to do is lay this here and flatten my card or my edge right down onto the sticky edge. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to fold this over and do the same thing, putting that sticky edge down on that. Okay. You can see why I gave myself a little extra there. I can cut off the excess, but I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of room. Oh, it's bumpy because of those. It's like, why is this not smooth? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is trim off this edge here. And you can make this smaller than what I did. Obviously, you don't have to make it so wide, but I figure by the time I add some sequins in there, it's also going to shorten a little bit. So now I'm going to stitch from here to there, and careful to go back and forth at the ends to really secure that. I'm leaving this part open so that I can stuff it with my sequins. All right. And so I decided to go clear to the end because I think it gives it more of a finished look. Okay, so what I did though, I started from here because I wanted to kind of sew down and not sew this way and smush my pocket up. I went this way and then came down and sewed, and then I backtracked and went over this little edge once and then came here and then backtracked right there. So now all I have to do is fill this, and if you do not feel confident with the fact that you've got this here and you're concerned that it might eventually come untaped at some point, you could, before sewing this, you could stitch this to itself right there. I mean, stitch this to that before sewing it down. And that would make sure that it was actually going to stay. I do believe when I did the other one, and I forgot this time, that I actually took Scotch tape and I taped it across here to make sure it would adhere well. And you won't see it from there. But I did, give it a good burnish, and I think this should hold up really well. So now we need to pick some sequins. I do have this, which I think is adorable, and this is also from Dress My Craft, and it is the sequin that, Dress My Craft is the company that makes this paper, by the way. So this is called Warm Red. I think it's gorgeous. It's got some clear and some red. I think I like that. Okay. I'm just going to pour some of that in here. And this pocket is large, so it holds quite a bit. I think what I'm going to do is use this tray that's for pouring beads. And I think that these should fit through the opening there. I think that will help me to get what I want into my pocket here. I just kind of had to give it a little bit of a push. I think I need more of this. I mean, I wasn't sure how much of this particular sequin mix I wanted to put in there. Whoops, that's quite a bit. And it's totally up to you how much you put in here and what you put in. And I don't usually use sequin mixes. I usually mix my own. But I think I'm going to call that quits because there's something else that I want to put in here. Okay. And that is that snow, that fake snow from Dollar Tree. And this is what it looks like. I already took the header off of it, but you can see it's just really pretty and sparkly. And again, it's I guess it's just called fake snow. And this helps as a bit of a filler. It's not going to go down, is it? So let's try this. Oh, that's getting it to go, yes. Okay, now if you want to know if you have enough, just pinch it off tightly. Shake it around, see if you can get the mix how you want it. I see that I need more air in mine. I think that's probably part of the problem is I don't have enough air, so I'm going to dig some of this back out. You need to have a little room for it to move around in there. Okay, that's going to be better. And now all I need to do is take this to the sewing machine and stitch this around. I think I will leave this and trim it off when I'm done stitching, so I have that little extra there. Okay, so that is stitched on. Trim off the extra of the plastic. And that is done. I'm going to save this because I know I'm going to use that again very soon. So that is our pocket. Now I will continue the December daily series, picking up from there by finishing this part of the portion. But for right now, I want to get to showing you how to do this without sewing. And I just want to say too, see we have this clear edge right there. And if you don't like the fact that that clear laminating sheet is showing on here, you can cover it up with washi tape, and you could also put Scotch tape on there first. It feels very secure though. So I could just pull out some Christmas washi and decide, like I have this one that is about the right size, and it says the most wonderful time of the year. And it really sticks to that laminating sheet really well. And it gives it a nice polished look as opposed to having that shiny stuff showing on there. So anyway, I just love this. I was so happy. Let me show you this one again. This is the first one. And now I'll show you how to do this while not sewing. So if you're not a sewer, this will be great for you. You don't have to have a sewing machine. So let's just get some more paper and do another one. This one will be not a Christmas one. And let's get a border across the bottom. That'll work. We don't need it to be so wide though. So let's trim this all down. Let's make this 5 inches wide. Let's do it that way. Okay, so let's make a pocket out of this. I know it's very short, but I'm going to use that anyway. Now I'm going to go this way. This is 5 inches wide. I'm going to make it 5.5. Remember, we're doing a 1/2 inch wider than we actually need. So 5.5 by 3.5, 5.5 by 3. Okay, and here they are. So again, we're going to peel this one, the big one, and put it face sticky up. Peel this one and put it sticky down right in the center. What I'm doing, I know you can't really tell too much, is I'm trying to get this centered so that there's about a 1/4 of an inch from this line to the end and this line to the end. That way it gives me something to aim for. Well, I didn't think about it. This end of the what do you call it? Of the laminating sheets was the kind that had the little line here where you peel it off, and that is being visible from here. I don't really care for that. And then here's an example. I got some bubbles in here. I'm just slowly pushing them out and it's working. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. This is sticky side up. We're going to lay this. Oops, I see another bubble. Okay, if it's not coming out, the other thing you can do is to take your craft blade and come at it from the side like this and poke that top layer, and that gets rid of it. Okay, now let's put this back, sticky side up. We want to put this on it and fold it down and put this sticky side over it. This one I'm going to trim off right now. Now here's what I was talking about, the tape. You can turn this over and put scotch tape right across that edge to make sure it doesn't come undone. Well, any kind of tape, really. And you can do the same for this front if you want. So, okay, now I have this. What I'm going to do is tape this end shut. But I realize my scotch tape is too wide, so I'm going to trim it in half. And just lay that like that, turn it over, fold it in half, and seal that up. You could also staple that shut, and that is it's a helpful thing to do because that way you know it's sealed, like I can do it now. There. And you can we're still going to cover that up with washi tape. So let's trim that off. And now we just need to put in our sequins. I have this other sequins mix. This is called Pink Pastel. It is also by Dress My Craft. They had sent this to me to try. So let's put this in there. Now I already have my what I used to pour the sequins in the other one. I already have something in there. So now let's see if I can do it this way. I could also pour it onto paper, which would make sense, and I really should. So remember, it doesn't matter whether you're sewing or not. If you're doing the December daily with me, you can use the same dimensions I use, which is 6.5 wide, tall, for these clear parts here. The only reason I switched this size up is because this is not as wide as that pocket. Okay, I want to make sure I have enough room for this to shake freely like that. Okay, and then all I have to do is tape this other end shut. And then again, I'm going to staple. I did not staple my demo one, but I really think it's going to be helpful to do that. I just stapled my sequins into that staple. Lolly lolly. Okay, now again, you can always put as much shaker bits as you want in here. And then all we need to do is double-sided tape to adhere this to that. Right under here, you want double-sided tape. You can use glue around here and double-sided tape there. I'm going to use this redline tape because it will be stronger. Let's see, I need to trim. I want to give that a good burnish. Now it's up to you whether you want to use redline tape at the bottom or double-sided tape or glue. I am going to use glue just because I like to have glue in my pockets. The only thing that is left remaining is to cover up our staples and tape with some washi. So we need to find some washi that we think will kind of go with this. This is very bright and festive, so let's see. I do have this heart stuff, bright yellow. Anything is really going to work. And again, I could come across here and cover up that, the adhesive laminating sheet if I want, like this. And that just kind of covers up that shine. And now for this, I can go just to here or all the way up. Again, it's up to you. I want something, you could just put it like over the top, or you could do it halfway and fold it over, which I think I do want to do. That's what I'm looking for, is something that I'm going to like, that I can fold over. And everything I see has words on it. Okay, let's do this one. I think I can fold this over. It's wide enough. There. Now, I could do it halfway, like that. And then fold it under. And this is not actually holding the pocket. Remember, it's just covering up the staples and tape and some things like that. Okay, so just to review, this is the no-sew method here. And the one I sewed is already put away, but it is right here. And so it is up to you how you want to do that. I could also cover those stitch lines with the sewing, with washi, but I don't want to. This one was, the two clear pieces were 6.5 by 3.5, 6.5 by 3. These were 5.5 by 3.5 and 5.5 by 3. So I like both methods. They're both cute. I think that the washi adds to it. I can still see my staples a little bit through here, but that's okay. You could actually washi it and then staple on top if you like that organic, you know, rough handmade look. But you can see it's a really adorable pocket. How fun is that? And this would be really cute in a junk journal or any kind of planner that you're doing. I think it'd be a great way to edge some of your projects. The only thing is, this is wide. If you don't want it that wide, instead of making it 3.5 with a 3-inch swatch in the middle, you could try 2.5 with a 2-inch swatch in the middle. Just make sure the middle section of that adhesive laminating sheet is 1/2 inch narrower than the wide one. So you have a wide one and a skinny one lined up like that. They're fun. I hope that encouraged you to try those pockets. I think I have a lot of sequins to use up, and I think this was a really fun way to try and use it up. I have not been doing this long. These are the sum total of the ones I've done. It was just something that occurred to me. I wanted to try. This, you can see, is a narrower one here as opposed to these ones. It's all up to you how big you want to make them. So I don't know as far as the longevity and how long this will hold really well. And it depends on whether you're using contact paper or self-adhesive laminating sheets or packaging tape. Like I said, you could do that as well. So totally up to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you will know when I upload new videos. And thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share the video.